Hey there, I'm Faith. We've all experienced nights where falling asleep, much less staying asleep, can be a real struggle.
I got too much on my mind. I'm thinking too much about stuff. Sometimes my brain can race.
And I'll maybe lay down in bed, but then I just don't settle. I don't stay asleep.
And I would rarely pay attention to this moment, which needed me to be able to fall asleep.
Depending on how often these nights occur, you may be suffering from insomnia. But the term insomnia is thrown around so often, you might not know it has a specific clinical definition.
So the clinical definition of insomnia is as follows. It is the difficulty falling or difficulty staying asleep or undesired early morning awakenings, which happen more than 3 times a week for more than 3 months, is termed as chronic insomnia.
While the first diagnosis of insomnia was in 1818, people have likely been experiencing symptoms of the issue throughout human history. And today, up to 30% of us present some symptoms of clinical insomnia.
I've had periods where I just cannot get to sleep at all.
When I did fall asleep, I would have sleep terrors actually. I'd wake up 3 or 4 times in the middle of the night.
Irritable for me. I have some racing thoughts usually.
But to receive a clinical diagnosis for insomnia, not only do you need to have trouble sleeping at night, but that lack of sleep has to lead to some type of distress or impairment in the daytime.
Distress in the daytime is worry about not having slept poorly, feeling tired, feeling sleepy in the daytime, not being up to your own expectations when it comes to cognitive performance, alertness, memory, mood.
So when suffering from insomnia, it can feel a bit like you're operating at less than full strength. Sort of like how your phone is when you forget to charge it at night. Just like your phone, you may be able to accomplish a few things, but don't have the physical or emotional reserve to make it through a full day.
If I have not slept, I will be lazy. I won't do anything. I will stay around the house. I'll become depressed a little bit.
I definitely can't recall things so well. I can't organize so well in my mind.
Frustrated, angry, confused, a little bit frightened.
And usually the brain is just groggy. The brain has some kind of fog that thinks very slow.
While it's easy to think that insomnia is just an issue of falling or staying asleep, research is now helping us see that insomnia is more so a problem of being too awake.
So why don't we act on reducing their excessive wakefulness, whether it's anxiety, stress causing this hyper awakened state, too much cortisol, too much stress hormones, not being suppressed enough, and therefore sleep not able to take over.
Now, this feeling of wakefulness may be a common feeling for you. If you've experienced this before while struggling to fall asleep, you may have insomnia. Unfortunately, a lot of times people just assume that the effects of insomnia, whether it's too much wakefulness at night or trouble with sleepiness during the day, is just a part of life. And that may make it hard to bring these issues up with a healthcare provider. However, it's never too early to discuss this with your doctor.
Take your sleep seriously, and you can never be faulted for overreacting to your sleep problem and bringing it up to your primary care. No primary care ever will mind that you brought this up to them. Me being a clinician, when people say, hey, I don't sleep well, I said, tell me about it.
So while oftentimes the term insomnia can be used as a catch-all for sleeplessness, it's a real health issue with potentially real consequences. And the sooner you can speak with a physician, the better. Thanks for watching, everyone.